Greetings, Mayor Dan Pope, with a weekly update. Hope you've had a great week. It's a lot going on. I guess the highlight of my week was my first opportunity to deliver the State of the City address this week. We talked a little bit on the video last week. I enjoyed the process. I hope that the message was well received. I've gotten pretty good feedback. Reminder, if you didn't get to see that, you can go to the city website at www.mylubbock.us, and we have both my slides as well as the video. And I'm not sure the video is completely through being edited, but it should be maybe by the end of the day, so it'll be there for your viewing pleasure. Two things I want to talk about. I often get asked, what all do you do as mayor? I mean, other than council meetings, what all do you do? And so I thought it might be interesting to you, and you'll see why I'm so energized by doing this job. This is the last 10 days. It's just in addition to getting ready for the council meeting and work on the agenda and working with council members and staff and city manager, I've met with 4 large employers. So that's generally meeting with either the leadership team or the CEO or the person who runs and that's important. I've got another one of those meetings this afternoon. I think that's important that I understand what's going on in our community. This morning we had a breakfast where we had 25 plus or minus home builders, developers, realtors, apartment owners that were here to meet with the city manager and me and other members of staff. I think it was voice of the customer. We want to hear what's going on. I'm speaking at the Realtors Association lunch today. I had a meeting yesterday with bringing together LP&L and our water utility and economic development folks to talk about how we can work together to better put our foot forward when it comes to economic development. We met with TxDOT earlier this week to talk about our monthly briefing, but to talk about the projects we have going on together. I certainly spent time working on the State of the City address. I was at an LP&L board meeting on Tuesday afternoon after the State of the City, 3.5 hours. Spent some time last Friday on a conference call with our I-27 consortium, a part of Ports to Plains, our efforts to extend I-27, which we've talked about. I've done 2 radio interviews, done 5 TV interviews, spent some time with the youth development program HYPE, helping youth purposely engage. It was the formerly known as New Century Leadership. They came by City Hall last week, and I got to spend about 30 minutes with them. Spent time with the folks from LIPA, Buddy Holly Hall, and the Baseball Hall of Fame, trying to work on those 2 projects. And they're going to be neighbors, and we want to make sure that we work through all of that. It was a good meeting with those guys. Had lunch with the city manager and chamber leadership for them to get to know him and to talk a little bit about what's on their agenda and our agenda. Yesterday afternoon, last night, I got a chance to present a proclamation to a local citizen who's retiring after 42 years working for this firm, and they asked if I would come by and just honor him real quickly. And it was really neat to be able to do something like that. So that's a little flavor of what I get to do. I'm not signing any checks up here. That's not my job. But I talked about being the biggest cheerleader for the city. In some ways, I think that's what I get to do, and I'm really energized by it. I'm also energized by your support and your thoughts. One challenge: we need to take responsibility for our city. And that means setting a good example. There's too many places where there's trash on the ground or just something that doesn't make a good impression, and we walk by it. Be a leader in that regard. Stop and pick up a piece of trash or 2 and put it in the trash can. Encourage somebody that you see littering to think a little bit more about that and before they drop trash on the ground. I mean, we as citizens, in the kind of civil society we live in, that's us. We need to take responsibility for that. That's not the government's role. It's not TxDOT or the city or the county or Texas Tech. It's us. And I know that's maybe a bit preachy or a bit Pollyanna, but that we need to do that, and we can make a difference. Each of you can make a difference. So you do it in your own yards and probably your own businesses. I would appreciate you doing it on the streets, on city facilities, on sidewalks as you're walking through your neighborhood. It will make a difference. It's my great honor to serve as your mayor. I'm thankful for you and for all you do for me. Please let me know what we can do to help. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next week.